Hi guys, it's me Danielle Danny Buttons, and I'm back again with another challenge video. Hopefully you've seen some of my challenge videos before. I have a video on my cup in general where I share all of my ideas, and in the comments people left their own ideas, and that was super awesome, and I'm going to add them to my cup soon. These are the 3 challenges I've already done on my channel: color outlines, black and white, and one, and Disney bound. So there's videos on all of these things if you're interested. I'm going to pick my next challenge and then pick our page and come back. So I promise my eyes are closed. I think there are 15 challenges in the jar, so I'm probably going to put these back when I do 5. This is it. Let's see. Let fate decide. Okay, so what this to me means is I'm going to give probably a random number generator a bunch of choices to make for me. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm actually going to do it all live. I was going to leave and pick out my picture, but it's not up to me. All right, I'm going to pick, I'm going to give it 4 books, I'll say. And I'm doing it all live so that there's no turning back. Let's do 5 books. I'm in my closet, which is, I don't know if you can hear me great. That's why. And what's a good last one? This is already too hard. Okay. These are my 5 books. So, Fairy Tales, Tattoo Darlings, Fairy Shampoo, Romantic Country 1, and Sea Life. I'm going to get my iPad out and look up random number generator. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? That's the direction we're going. Random number generator. We're going to go 1 through 5. Okay, ready? Boop. 3. 1, 2, 3. Fairy Shampoo. Okay. These guys get out the way. This is actually a good choice for my random number generator. So, Fairy Shampoo has 83 pictures. Obviously, there's a bunch done, so I may have to pick a second time if one's already done. But we are going to go 1 through 83. You can see that? Generate. 78. Ooh, I've definitely not done this one. Let's see what she looks like. What? Where are we? 72. 82. Do I not have 78? Was that her? Yes, that's her. I'm gonna go into my Pinterest. And I have color palettes is the name of one of my groups. Actually, I don't even need to go that far in so far. There's 30 pins in there. So let's number generate 1 through 30. Generate 12. So Pinterest, color palettes. We're going to do the 12th color palette. If it loads. Boop, ba-doop, boop. This is going to be our downfall. Come on. My internet has been not the best recently, so maybe that's what's happening here. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is our color palette. So fate has decided for us. What supply should I use? Okay. See, I would let fate decide again, but I don't know if markers will go through this. So we're just going to use our Prismacolors. So let me get those out. I'm going to literally... Oh, I don't even know. I was going to say I'm just going to take out these 5 pencils, but I don't know if we have matches in here. There. Is that the same? Not really. Is that the same? No. We're going to have to go to our 150 set. So I'm going to do that, and I'm pausing and coming back. But I'm just getting my 150 Prismas and matching these colors. Okay, so I picked my 5 colors. These are the closest matches I could come up with. My handwriting is terrible because I had like my book over my lap, and it was a whole thing. But we got marine green, magenta, raspberry, hot pink, and lavender. Those I'm actually switching. Doesn't matter too much. As you can see, there's much more hot pink in this than marine green, for instance. I'm not sure if that's how I'm gonna go, but I'm only using these 5 colors, so we are gonna see. Yeah. And this is our chosen fairy. So I'm gonna actually open my iPad back to my questions and get working. So this is either going to be like the most awesome thing I've ever done or the silliest, but let me tell you, that process was a ton of fun. Just like that. Like, that was all random. Obviously, you saw the whole process. So, cool. This book I've mentioned before, but hey, maybe you're new here. Are you new? Let me know. That this was the book that got me back into adult coloring. I saw Jen Reading with Pugs haul this a year ago, I want to say July, and I literally went out that day and bought it because my only experience with official adult coloring was Joanna Basford books, and those were just so detailed that I was incredibly discouraged, and I was not understanding, like, I didn't enjoy doing those. So when I saw this, and I was like, oh my goodness, adult coloring that isn't incredibly intense, I had to get it, and I love this book. And for a while, maybe a week or two, this was my only adult coloring book I was using. So there's a ton of fairies already done in here, but I would love to one day finish this book entirely. So I'm actually really happy with random number generating it because some of the pictures I'm not as drawn to initially as others, but it's one of those things that I've really always enjoyed the results when I'm done, especially when I use color palettes. I don't want to say I've always enjoyed the results. Back in the beginning, I didn't always use color palettes, and there's a few that feel like duds to me, but I think this is going to go well, especially using the color palette. So we'll see. As you can see, I'm very much just straight coloring in this. I'm not shading. I'm not really worrying about any of that because for me, especially in this book, it's just about the process and the act of coloring and putting the color on the paper and making something pretty. So it's not really about taking the time to do every single little detail and shade and all that. So I've seen people do amazing things in this book too, though. So if you're in the market for some pretty fairy pictures, look up the hashtag fairy shampoo on Instagram. That's one of my favorite things about Instagram and like Colorstagram or whatever, is that sometimes I'll see this picture and I'll be like, I have no idea what to do with that. So you can go onto Instagram and hashtag the book and see what everyone else has done already. So on multiple occasions, I've gotten color ideas for like palettes from doing that. Like for Hannah Lynn books especially, I'll get to a page and I'll be like, I have no idea. Like I was doing the page in her Halloween book with the zombie rooster. I do not know what to color this at all. So I went and looked at the hashtag and got my color ideas. And I'm not like stealing, so I don't directly copy every single thing. So keep that in mind, that if you are going to directly copy someone, you should always give them credit for the ideas. But I'll be like, oh, use green on the zombie. Got it. You know what I mean? So that's what is so important about the art community in general. Just giving credit when you're using someone else's work. So, okay. Now, we got our 4 colors left. That might be all the green I do. We got our 4 colors left. It seemed that the lighter colors were definitely more predominant in the example picture. So, in theory, we should do more of those. Makes sense, makes sense. I don't know. Raspberry's my darkest. Should I do her dark and kind of like go light out from her? So for theory, for instance, I would do her raspberry and then the ones right around her head magenta, and then all these guys hot pink, and then the floofies in lavender. And then I can have these ones kind of being both, like the yeah, let's try that. So, okay, back to my questions. We're on about question number 43 out of 371. Yeah, if you're interested in this, apparently it's called tagquestions.net, but I just looked up questions on YouTube, I think, or questions to answer, and this is what came up. So it's going to keep us busy for many videos to come. So, what is your favorite snack? I go 2 ways with snack foods. And also, no, okay. I like chocolate snacks and I like cheesy snacks. So if it's like my favorite packaged, already done snack food, then my favorite is candy. I enjoy candy. I like York peppermint patties is my favorite candy. I can say that definitively. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. I'm gonna actually blend her face because, like I said, I'm really straight coloring, but I think for her face it's important to have it looking sharp. So yeah, York peppermint patties are my favorite candy, and they would probably be my go-to snack if I just got to pick something quick. I also like cheesy things, cheesy snacks, chippy snacks. So if I was picking like something saltier, I would probably go for, I can't think of what my favorite right now is. I really like just straight up string cheese. I like Cheez-Its, the white cheddar Cheez-Its. If I'm going for like a healthy snack, recently I've been eating like those applesauce packets that I think are for children, but I've been enjoying those, so that's something. I don't know. Let's see, is this too close to what her skin's gonna be? I don't know. I think the last time I did a picture in here, it looked much better when I blended it, but I really don't want to blend another whole picture because That was a lot of detail last time. I'm going to see. Maybe I won't blend this color and I'll blend the next color so it'll look good. We'll see. Okay, sorry. Yes, so snacks. I love lots of snacks. I love snacks that are like I like small things because I love candy, but I can eat one Hershey Kiss and then be good for a few hours. And I feel like that's really helpful because if it's like a bag of chips, I'll sit and eat one bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? So I like when things are prepackaged and just wrapped that way. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's silly or not or makes sense, but I'm a big snacker. So next question is, what's your favorite song? And this seems too incredibly difficult to answer. Yeah, it's really hard. I feel like I have a new favorite song all the time. And really, I've said this before, anything I can sing, I like to sing. So I like to know the words to songs and go from there. I'm trying to just even think of some examples. I'm not like up on new music that much because I don't like, I usually listen to music in the car on the radio and I'm not in the car that often. So I don't always hear the new stuff. So I don't know what my current like modern favorite song is. Also, I'm catching myself saying like a lot. I'm going to try to rein that in. That gets obnoxious quickly. And I still feel as if I have a crazy lisp, but maybe I'm being judgmental about myself. Maybe you don't hear it. So, some of my favorite songs of all times that just like come to my head right now are Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey. I like power ballads because I enjoy singing. So, I enjoy a whole bunch of Whitney Houston songs, Mariah Carey songs, stuff I can really belt out. I remember when I was younger, I got caught once. I was embarrassed. I was an incredibly shy child. So I really enjoyed singing, but I didn't want anyone to hear me. So I vividly remember once being in the car with my dad. I wouldn't even let my own father hear me singing. And a Celine Dion song was on, and I'm pretty sure it was Because You Loved Me. So if you don't know that Celine Dion song, you should look it up. And I'm singing to myself, like under my breath, and he apparently heard me. So we're driving along, and we get to like a power note, and he turns the volume down and catches me singing. And I was mortified. But I told him that I thought I was just as good as Celine Dion was. And I'm not. I know that now. So I think I thought I was as good as she was because I was singing at the same time and I was probably just hearing her instead of myself. So that's that story. So I know also my mom used to have favorite songs all the time. Every song that came on, she'd be like, oh, this is my favorite song. This is my favorite song. And I'm a lot like that now. So one of her favorite songs was Total Eclipse of the Heart. And that is also one of my favorites. I went outside the line. Should I try to worry about this? Ready? Sometimes I don't think this does anything. It's the Derwent eraser, mechanical eraser. It moves. And it's a cool idea, but it doesn't always do what I want it to do. So, yeah, so I really enjoyed Total Eclipse of the Heart. Also, when I was younger too, and this is 4 or 5 years old, before the incredibly shyness kicked in, I would perform The Rose, really for just my mother and grandmother. So still very shy, not like in public performing, but I had a whole dance and I was very into it. Very seriously thought I was singing this to the best of my abilities. And I remember my grandmother actually peed in her pants laughing so hard because I was Bette Midler singing at that moment. So there's a little fun tidbit about me. The next question is, what is your favorite sport? So I guess I have two answers to this. My favorite sport to play is quite possibly volleyball, but it's sad because I really never get to play it because that's not a thing you can do with one or two people. And we used to play that in high school all the time, and it was my favorite thing to do in gym class. Like, for a while, I didn't even dread gym class. But, yeah, it's hard to play with a few people. And, like, beach volleyball, you can, in theory, do with, like, I keep saying like again, it's coming back. I apologize. You can do beach volleyball with, I would say, 2 to 4 people. But beach volleyball is so difficult, and running in sand is so strenuous. And also, I'm not at the beach either, so that really blows that out of the water. But my favorite sport to watch is football. I'm a big football gal right now. Professional football, New York Giants. I love me some Giants football, and I'm still going to be their fan even if they're not winning every game. So there's that for you. It was funny because growing up, I was a huge baseball fan, the New York Yankees. And also, I'm not bandwagoning anyone. We just live in, like, you could see New York City from where we lived. So that's why both of my parents were born in New York City and grew up there until middle school / when did my mother come over? No, I think both of them came over in middle school. So they're real New Yorkers, real family history of liking the Giants and the Yankees, not just picking a team. But I was obsessed with baseball, but more specifically, player stats. I used to know who was right-handed or left-handed. I would know all of their birthdays. I knew all of their heights. I knew all of their numbers. It was strange. And in the year 2000, I watched my first Super Bowl, like that I actually sat and watched. And it was the Patriots' first time in the Super Bowl, and they were the underdogs. So I actually bet a kid at school 3 pencils that the Patriots were going to win. And then they did. And then I thought I was a Patriots fan for a whole bunch of years. And I was pretty much bandwagoning at that point. But that was their first win and they were the underdogs. So I don't know. I just got lucky to pick them. But for a few years, the only football I would watch would be the Super Bowl. Okay, that was absolutely terrifying. Alexa just talked to me and nobody's in the house. And she said something about the wake word. I'm actually, had a little heart scare right now. Calming down. Okay, that was very strange. What was I even saying? Okay, for a few years, I just watched the Super Bowl. My mom used to watch it for the commercials and for the halftime show. But, I actually started watching for the football. Then a few years after that, I started watching all the playoffs. So the 3 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl. And then in 2007 was the first time the Giants were in the Super Bowl since I was a fan. And I watched that at school, and we watched it in a big room with a whole bunch of people. And let me tell you, even if you're not a football fan, if you can watch football with a large group, it's so much fun because everyone's energy is just high. and it's so exciting. And the Giants won, and they actually beat the Patriots. And from then on, I've realized and been a Giants fan, and now I watch all the games. And then for 4 years, we did fantasy football, and this year we've taken off, and I'm a little bit sad and I miss it. But obviously this year with the wedding and stuff, I have too many Sundays that I'm busy. So maybe, hopefully next year we'll go back to it. Okay, that's birds now. Now I'm scared of Alexa. Great. Another thing to add to the list. But yeah, fantasy football. I actually won last year. No, I won 2 years ago. But once I won, I was like, cool, I can take a break now. So I now watch the Giants game, and then I watch Red Zone all day. And Red Zone is also incredibly exciting. And basically what Red Zone is, it's a channel that is only, or that plays all the games at once. And it only shows you the games when they're in scoring position, i.e. the red zone. So maybe there's 8 games playing, and they'll flip back and forth between all of them. And it's really awesome, especially for fantasy, because you only really care about scoring because you just need your players to score. But it's just fun because sometimes they'll have multiple boxes at once. So 4, 5, 6 games will be on at the same exact time. And that announcer is really great. He gets into it, and that makes it fun too. But yes, that's my favorite sport at the moment. What is your favorite type of day, or time of the day? I have always been a night person. My mother was an extreme night person. I'm an extreme night person. Unfortunately, I'm like stuck going to bed earlier than usual, or waking up earlier than usual, I should say. I guess thrive at night. It's hard because there's less things to do just because people are sleeping, so you can't make noise, or stores are closed so you can't like go places. But I love nighttime. I really can't sleep early. Even if I wake up early, I still stay up late. I usually go to bed. Maybe I'll lay down at midnight, but I won't go to sleep until 2. So, but since Sam has gotten this particular job, he's been getting up early, and so I've been getting up a lot earlier than usual. And on some hands, I guess it's nice to be awake early and get things done, but on the other hand, meh. Either way, I'm not going to bed earlier. I'm just staying up longer. So I don't know how good that will be long term. But yeah. So let's see. What's your favorite type of clothing? Probably hoodies. I love a hoodie. I guess sweatshirts, because I like zip-ups also. Right now I'm wearing a pullover hoodie. But I like to be warm now because I get cold hives. So being warm is always ideal. But I also like the versatility of hoodies because you can throw it on when you want to go out in pajamas and then just cover up your pajama shirt with your hoodie. And hoodies are great when it's cold, as in wintertime, or when it's cold at night in the summer. And it's fun to have fun designs. So I guess I'm a hoodie person. What's your favorite way to pass the time? I think we can all answer that question together. And I have to say, it's probably coloring. Surprise, surprise. I'm just gonna color all these bits at once. That's a funny question. I wonder what other people put, because in theory, this is all for YouTubers. So, interesting. But yeah, I like to color. do any types of arts and crafts, journal, read, watch YouTube, all that kind of fun stuff. What is the name of your favorite restaurant? Growing up, my favorite restaurant was Bon Buffet, and they were an all-you-can-eat buffet that I was obsessed with, and my mother was obsessed with. Sometimes we would trick my father into bringing us there twice in one day. So we would go for lunch, and he wouldn't know that we went for lunch, and then we'd be like, hey, want to go for dinner? And he'd be like, yeah, sure. And then we'd be like, haha, we were already here for lunch. So, but like we weren't eating a large volume of things necessarily. I used to be the pickiest eater in the world. It was ridiculous, and I don't know how I existed. So I would just eat meatballs. That's it. And this was me being less picky. When I was younger than that even, so when I was 5, 6 years old, I would not eat sauce, spaghetti sauce at all. So I remember liking meatballs, but not liking sauce. And I can remember being at a country club for Thanksgiving. My uncle was a member of a country club. We went for Thanksgiving. And I remember my mother taking my meatballs and dunking them in her water to get the sauce off, because that's the only way I would eat them. And if that's not ridiculous, I don't know what is. But Bon Buffet, I started liking sauce, and I would get meatballs, and I would get a giant plate, and I would cut them into eighths, right? No, I think I would quarter them. Maybe eighths, I don't remember. I would cut them all up at once and just have tons and tons of tiny meatball quarters or eighths, whichever, and that's what I would eat. And then my parents let me make what I called the mixture, and I can't, like, why did they let me do this? This is the most disgusting thing. They had, like, a build your own ice cream sundae bar, and then they had different types of cakes as desserts. So what I would do is I would go to the sundae bar, and I would get a small cup for ice cream, but I would not put ice cream in it. Instead, I would put a scoop of chocolate syrup. I would put a scoop of peanuts and a scoop of rainbow sprinkles, and I would mix that disgusting mixture up and put it on a slice of cake and eat that as a dessert. So if you don't know why I'm fat now, maybe that's painting a picture for you, but that's what I would eat there. And I just, like, why did my parents let that happen? I don't know. So that used to be my favorite restaurant. Now I don't really go out to eat to anything but chains, honestly. And my favorite is probably Cheesecake Factory. Love some good cheesecake. And just also love their meals even if I don't get any cheesecake. So that's nice. Okay. What is your favorite candle scent? Candle scents are hard because I go through phases where I'm obsessed with candles, and then I go through phases where I don't really burn candles. Growing up again, I think I'm just secretly telling you stories of my childhood answering these questions, so hopefully that doesn't bother you. Once I find a person that I like, I love these types of stories, so I hope that you, 1, like me, and 2, are enjoying the stories. But when my grandmother was younger, 7 years old, her house burnt down. Or I don't know the extent because I never actually got the full story from her directly, but she lost her house due to fire. So she did not let us have candles in the house. So for years I never really used candles, but now my own house I can use candles, that's fine. But sometimes I get paranoid about it and I'll be like, oh no, did I leave it on? So I'm still very wary of candles. All that being said, obviously I love fall scents. I'm a basic girl. I kept for a while buying summer scented candles, but then not wanting to use them in the summer, and then it didn't feel right in the fall. So I'm mostly a fall or winter scent girl. Probably winter scents even more than fall. I like tree scents, so Christmas tree stuff. I like peppermint candles a lot. I like, what else? I do like citrus scented things in general. I don't know about candles because, again, I'm not really burning during the summer. Cookie scents, things like that, sugary stuff. I'm not really into floral scents. I'm not big on flowers at all. Flowers remind me of funerals, unfortunately. So for the most part, I avoid flower scents. I've kind of been getting into keeping fresh flowers in the house a little bit. I just buy the $4 bouquets from Trader Joe's, but they're not usually too strongly scented anyway. But I do not want to add any flower scents. I enjoy like linen as a scent in general. I don't know about as a candle, but in general. Right now, sorry. Ugh. The candle closest to me is Campfire Donut, so this is what I'm burning right now. It smells pretty good. It's alright. It's not the best, but it's cute. So, we'll see about burning that more later now that I've remembered. So, okay. Next question is, what's your favorite social media channel? I'm wondering if they mean YouTube channel or if they mean platform. It seems like they mean YouTube channel, but it just seems a weird way to word that. I don't know. I am trying to think of more mainstream people, not colorists, for example, because I don't want to be naming people and have other people sad or things like that. Though, again, nobody's watching me yet, so I think I'd be safe. But who do I go to watch first? Honestly, it's been less and less. I watch a lot of the Fine Brothers with their React stuff. That can be fun. They do so much content. It's impressive. So I don't watch everything they do, but if a topic catches my eye, I'll definitely check it out. I watch Graveyard Girl sometimes. I'm watching all that Shane Dawson stuff. I just recently started watching him, though, from Graveyard Girl, actually. Look, we're on to our last color. This is going nice and quick. That's what I like about this book, too. I just like to get things done. Yes. So, yes, I guess that's it. That's enough for that. What's your favorite place to take an out-of-town guest? I don't have out-of-town guests. Uh-oh, the dog might be barking. I assume it's just another dog walking by. But I think also our neighbors are getting like work done inside their house, so there's a worker truck outside, and she does not enjoy that. No, no, no. Noodle says no. I'm just gonna put this in screen to let you know she's barking. So if you want to mute while this is up. Of course she's oh, there's, yeah. I don't have to mute myself. I'm skipping that question because I don't understand where I would take an out-of-town guest, because I don't have any. So, come here, Noodles. What is wrong with her? These are coasters I had made because I was ordering something with my wedding invitations from Shutterfly, and they had them for free. So, there's my cute girl. There's 4 different ones. What was your favorite subject in high school? I think I talked about high school a whole bunch in my videos from Fairy Tales. If you want to look for those, I talked about academic decathlon extensively. But I think overall, I really enjoyed most of high school curriculum because that's when I used to get good grades. But I always have loved science a lot. I liked when we did psychology. We did ceramics. That was really great. But I was always pretty good at math. Probably science overall, though, was my favorite general topic. I struggled the most. Again, I was a really good student freshman through junior year. And then I had senioritis really, really bad. But I basically got straight A's freshman through junior year. So me struggling was to complete homework more than anything. In English, actually, because I've always had a hard time reading what I'm told. Like reading with a deadline. She's just staring at me. So after this video, I'm going to have to take her back OUT. But I'm almost done, Noodaloo. I'm on my last color. I want to speed it up anyway because we're hitting around 40 minutes. And I don't want to get too much longer. So, last question. What's your least favorite subject in high school? My least favorite was gym class. I'm not fast. Even if I'm competitive, even if I try really hard, I'm never going to be fast. Or at least I wasn't then and I'm not now. Never say never, I guess, but not fast. So gym class could be a struggle. And it also, we would take gym with the grade either below us or above us. And my grade, I really never had any problems with bullying or things like that. Not seriously. I had some trouble back when I was in maybe 6th grade. But in high school, my grade was all very friendly to each other, and it was really nice. But I did have trouble with both the grade above us and below us. So I would get bullied in gym class a little bit. Like, girls would steal my clothes. We had lockers, but I don't remember if we were allowed to lock them or not. Or maybe I forgot one day, but they, like, stole my gym clothes, and they weren't nice. They would point and stuff like that, and I didn't enjoy that. So having anxiety, being extremely slow, and then having kids actually pick on me, I didn't enjoy gym class. But it wasn't all bad, and it would depend who was there with us, because it would rotate, and one group would be in health, and then we'd all be together, and then another group would be in health, and then we'd all be together, etc., etc. So it wasn't like miserable for 4 years, but gym overall was definitely my least favorite. So I'm going to do one more question, and then I'm going to finish this up and take my doggy back OUT. The last question is, what was your favorite TV show when you were a child? And this is a good one, I think, to end on, because it was Rugrats. I loved Rugrats so much. Noodles, I'm almost done, baby, okay? 1 second. Shh. I loved Rugrats. Noodles, window. Go window. Go look. Go look. That backfired. Now she's looking out this window instead of the front window, which I expected her to go run to. So, anyway, I was obsessed with Rugrats. I love Rugrats. I remember going to school. Now she's just walking down the hall, barking. I remember going to school and like talking about the last episode at lunch. Wait, let me put my bark warning back. Noodle, sit. Kennel, go kennel, go kennel. Noodles, kennel. Hopefully that works. Sometimes when I tell her to go kennel, she runs into that room, waits a second, and then comes back. Oh, so, bark warning over. Yeah, Rugrats was my fave. I think I got lucky with television, and there was a lot of good stuff on. I was definitely a Nickelodeon girl, not a Cartoon Network girl, or really a Disney girl back then. And by Disney, I mean Disney Channel. I was still a Disney movie girl. But I love Nickelodeon in the 90s. So, yeah, she's back already. Did I say come back? Go kennel! She's just going to sit on her bed in here and pretend that she's in kennel. I'm so close to being done, Noodle-Doo. Yeah, so that's a good question to end on. What was your favorite TV show growing up? Let me know down below. I'm finishing this up. I think it came out pretty good, especially since I let fate decide. Let me know if you like this challenge and if you think I should do it again. Do you like how my little fairy came out? Looks pretty good. So, sit down, Noodles. Wait, please. Wait. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video. Leave a comment if you so choose. Come back and see me next time. Bye for now.